everybody, it's Janae Canis. Welcome back to Lectin Free Solutions and Happy New Year. Today we are going to make another Plant Paradox keto intensive and ApoE4 compliant recipe to start off the new year. This is a really aromatic soup that is from Vietnam, and traditionally it's made with beef stock or chicken stock. But today we're going to make a vegetarian version. At the end, we will be topping it with some shrimp. If you want to keep it completely vegetarian, then just omit that. But it's a very, very simple recipe to make. If you have an Instant Pot, you can get your broth made in about 35 minutes. If you don't, then you'll have to very slowly simmer these ingredients on the stove for about 4 hours, at least that long. It's amazing how fast the Instant Pot speeds things up and makes it really, really flavorful. It helps bring all of the essence out of all of these ingredients. So first of all, what we want to do is put the Instant Pot on a saute, which I've done. I'm going to add about, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You can use any compliant oil for this. And then as I add these ingredients in, I'll tell you what they are and how much we have. Now I have a big spring onion that I pulled out of the garden, but you want a small onion, 1 small onion. You want 2 tablespoons of ginger sliced. I have 5 cloves of garlic that I haven't cut up, I just mashed them. I have 3 stalks of lemongrass. Now this I grow, but many grocers have it. If you can't find it, you can omit it and add a little bit of lemon zest. You can also find this online in a dried version. So see what you can do. Don't feel bad. If you don't have all these ingredients, it's still going to turn out wonderful. Just use whatever substitute that you have. And like I said, you can use a little bit of dry lemon rind for this. Then we've got 4 whole cinnamon sticks. I'm going to add those. I've got about 1/2 teaspoon of black peppercorns. I have 8 whole cloves. I have a teaspoon of whole coriander seeds, and I have 8 whole star anise, or anise, some people call it. And then I have 2 slices of orange peel, and I have 1 teaspoon of dried Chinese 5-spice. So all of that's going to go in. We're going to give it a quick saute. Just really want to warm it up so that the spices start to release their oils. Doesn't have to be really browned, just a few minutes. I can already smell all of this coming out of the pot, and it smells so good. That star anise and cinnamon, it's not something that you expect in soup, but boy does it taste good. All right, that's fine. Now what we're going to do, I have 6 cups of vegetable stock here. You can use water and bouillon. If your family uses chicken stock or beef stock, you can definitely use that. Now for Plant Paradox Keto Intensive, we don't use those, but if you're not in that group, that's okay. Just use what you have. All right, so I'm going to add the 6 cups now of vegetable stock. Also to that, this has a little bit of also a sweet. So you know how it is with Asian, it's always a little bit sweet, sour, salty. And I've got 1 large teaspoon of Bocha Sweet that I'm going to add in. All of these flavors are going to have to be adjusted at the end, but we're going to start off with that. I've got about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. And if you want to be completely vegan, you can omit that and maybe add coconut aminos. And I have a squirt of sriracha. So we're going to add all of those ingredients together. I might as well throw that little bit of extra oil in there. And I'm going to give it a stir. And then we're going to pressure cook this on high for 35 minutes. And then while that's processing, what I'll do is I'm going to I'm going to cook up some of this big green millet ramen. This is a fairly high carb pasta. It is a compliant pasta, and it would be fine if you're using it to break ketosis. It isn't one that you want to be eating a lot of. There are quite a few other options. You can use kelp noodles. You can use miracle noodles. I haven't tried it yet, but I think that maybe the hearts of palm noodles would work, and all three of those versions would be completely carb-free. So, but like I said, today we're going to use this one. So I'll get all of the ingredients and the vegetables that are going to go into the broth and the noodles prepared and the shrimp. And when I come back, we'll plate up this really delicious bowl of pho. Well, the pho is all finished, and now we're ready to put our soup bowls together. I cooked the millet ramen, and this is 1 serving. You could actually divide that in half if you wanted to. Today we're not going to do that, but you could, or like I said, you can use a carb-free noodle, or you could just eliminate the noodles altogether. Also, what I'm going to do, I have some very finely grated cabbage. Normally pho is served with bean sprouts, and I find that the cabbage and carrot is a nice, really nice replacement for that little bit of crunch. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put a few mushrooms in here. Okay, we're just about ready to ladle our pho broth into the bowls. And I wanted to share with you these beautiful hot pads that one of our group members made and sent for me. It was really sweet. Angie Rambeck, thank you so much. I absolutely adore these. They're such a wonderful hot pad. I don't know how I lived without them. All right, anyway, here we go. I have the cabbage, carrot, mushroom, and ramen in this bowl now. And you can see it's a very nice, rich broth. I just can't tell you how delicious this smells with all of the different aromatics in it. Now, the other thing that we want to do is add just a tiny bit of toasted sesame oil to the top of that. Then I'm going to add shrimp. And as I mentioned, if you're a vegan and you don't want any animal protein, then just eliminate the shrimp, but we're going to have a little bit of that. And then also, usually pho is served with some Thai basil leaves, some cilantro and mint, and some green onions. So we're going to have the green onions, and we're going to have some of the mint. I didn't get to the Asian store for the basil, but it'll be just as good without. And coriander. And for those of you that don't like cilantro, just leave that out. And then what I like to do, since pho is traditionally served with hoisin sauce and a little bit of sriracha, I just like to replace it with a little dash of coconut aminos. I think that works great. You can taste the broth first and see. I've already tasted it, and I think a little bit would be great. And also a little squirt of sriracha. Got to open it up first. Not too much for me. Well, I forgot one of the most important things. Pho is never complete without fresh lime juice. It's one of the key elements. I really need it. You can use lemon, but I think lime is so much better. So we'll do that. And now, get my chopsticks. We're going to start mixing all of this together. You can use your spoon. And, oop, my hands got wet from the lime juice. Okay, here we go. We're going to have a delicious bite. I don't think there's any better way to start off the new year than with a delicious bowl of pho. I hope you'll give this recipe a try. It's very easy to make. And you know what? It's really easy to use whatever vegetables you like to give it that nice little extra bit of crunch. And as I mentioned, you can keep the broth in the refrigerator stored or in the freezer. So if you want to make a whole pot of it, you could actually fill the whole Instant Pot up, just double the spices, and then you'll be all ready to go. Happy New Year again. Thanks for all your support. I hope you like the pho as much as I do.